From 2 empty hands, rich people gradually built a whole farm, beating trays to catch fish. Fish macaroni, fish sauce, chicken eggs, water system and automatic water dispenser. Every day is a challenge, from rain and floods. Need to make use of every resource in nature to survive and develop. Not only did he survive, he also turned his wildlife into a dream achievement. Where everything is created by your own hands. Use the sides of the tray to build a small dam inside. You can also place fish traps on the dam to catch fish. Having created a space for Vietnamese people to swim, the fishing nets are ready for a full harvest. In the winter camp, there was a hole after more than one person made his own fish shirt. The sudden rainy season tested the summoning ability of the newly built dam. Using bamboo poles to build a roof next to the bridge, the dome is all made by hand. Not only beautiful but also sellable. I noticed that although the nature of power is everywhere, there is a filter, but it also comes with a reason. Raise 2 royal products. The first time I brought it down to sell it to the world. A new day begins with chores in the farm. The first animal mesh is certainly the best cared for. After his brother released them. Let them freely descend to find peace and activity. Rich people find a suitable place in the river to build a dam. Take the knife and stop cutting wood to use as material to build the dam. The tree in the stop is quite straight, suitable for making pane bars. The wealthy took advantage of the farmer's favor to pull down the trees that had been cut down. To support the dam, then add 2 tall tree trunks to double as the main owner of the dam. Cross the trunk of trach tree to create 2 corresponding slots, then at the top of a straight wooden ladder, also chiseled. Then use a small wooden ladder to fix the 2 parts together. Flatten the joints, then use ground charcoal to grind away the wood. Thus, completing a very solid heroic heart. Do the same to create another inlaid heart placed in the water. Next, Phu Quy placed 3 carved wooden ladders on 2 inlaid hung hearts to make a bed. Still use powdered bamboo shoots to chop the bean sprouts. Good natural environment. The mole water in the wall causes there to be a lot of mucus in the mole. Phu Quy stopped and continued to chop the bamboo. Right on the shore. After climbing the tree, it went straight down to the rocky beach next to the cliff. High-quality bamboo trees have been cut back to the dam site. Che T and then use the cross-string method to play. Use both hands and feet. Play tightly to reduce openings and avoid water embrittlement. After finishing playing, place the bamboo sheet on the horizontal walls. Then, if you're lucky, he'll be there to dam it to reduce drainage. Then use rocks to pound that part. When all is completed, the dam is considered finished. And the next time, Phu Quy used the complaint to start using baskets to catch fish. With this dam, releasing fish catch baskets will definitely increase the rate of catching fish. After finishing playing the basket, the witch burned a hole in the dam. Place an outlet pipe into the hole in the dam. Then place a large rock on the mouth of the hole. Singing and chanting under the rock. Then you just need to be willing to catch fish in the outlet where the water flows out. The second red one is placed on the dam. Because fish downstream often swim up to the source. The second day is far away. Wealthy people go out to the river to check their success in catching fish. The function of removing the thread is to follow the water flow down to check to see if there are any nodules. Then use a small bowl of water to cook the fish on the rocky beach. Then pour the clear fish out. It can be seen that the first redfish harvested quite a lot and the fish were not small. Next, the second richest man came up to check. Looking over, I saw that there were not as many fish in the second basket as in the first basket. Then we put the fish in a small pool of water to raise it, then put the fish catch basket and carry it back downstream. Leaving the fish in the water next to the stream, Phu Quy returned to the land in the east camp with a still clear voice. Because there are so many fish you can't eat them all at once. Just by digging a fish jacket to raise. Can eat at any time. It can still be sold later, after the voice is clean of weeds. Phu Quy used a wooden stick to turn the land. Because of the rain, the soil is soft, so the religion is not too difficult. It would be better for time to pass and quickly kill the rich and wealthy, then one person will be left behind. Although the secretion is not large, it is enough for the fish to grow healthily. He used wooden sticks to push the plow machine to avoid landslides. Apply a layer of soil to the surface to reduce water loss. After completing OUCA, during the time spent, set up a simple small table next to OU. When he finished, he lit a fire in OU. The purpose is to let the soil layer dry faster. It's been the 3rd day, my heart is still filled with regret. Phu Quy extinguishes all the remaining coal. After a long night, every part of your land was completely dry. He picked up some devil's pebbles enough to put it in the fish bowl. Devil's pebbles can improve the upper structure of fish. Avoid sludge and lack of cells. Then, spread out a circle around the river to make the whole area look more beautiful. After completing the construction of the fish pond, the issue of fresh water needs to be resolved. Phu Quy has a hole in each joint that has become dislocated. Remove the inside eyes so that the whole tube can come out. Thus, the pipe can be used as a water pipe. Then, the witch guides the water naturally from above towards the fish's coat. At the other end of the jacket, dig a shallow drainage channel. Place a vent pipe in the row to act as a drainage outlet for the shirt. After a night of water accumulation, the water level in people's clothes reached its highest level. Fu Kui Gon put all the fish in the river water in the basket to make sausage and bring it back to the village for the winter. Put the fish in the probe I dug. If you play hot, you can even jump into a swimsuit. A heavy rain fell overnight, causing the clear water to become suddenly cool. Fu Kui took the brave neck to find the wood he needed. A dead tree trunk caught in the floodwaters of the source to the west became his target. Relying on the remaining words has a great effect. Chop this type of wood very vigorously, after cutting the soil at the corner. Fu Kui dug up the skull from under the gravel. Use excess to cut off the slightly rotten ends. After that, the podium begins and the beginning of the third section begins. Relying on your own strength and arm strength of more than 35, pull the area back to the rocky beach with a counter. Next, use the remainder to separate the coriander. Today, the rich man plans to build a water actuator to reduce the amount of work. This fixed area will be used as the main compartment of the device. The front part of the fixed area is converted into a reduction. The one at the base is thicker and is more toxic to the water. After shaping, the neck is also much lighter. Fu Kui carried it back to the farm to do the next step. At the intersection between the water line and the front part, he punched a hole in the hole to make a round piece of wood so that it could rotate up and down. Next, punch a hole at the top to install the wooden frame. Thus, the main steps of the water machine are considered completed. Then the witch went up and connected a tree stump that held that position to be the lower part of the machine. Use leftovers to cut off the head if the object is too big and difficult to carry. The awl must be less filled in to reduce the resistance and also make it easier to restrike. High in the tree stump returns to the farm. He used the phrase to close his lips because the mistake already had a hidden signal, so at first it was easy to correct. But the port was so deep that the wealthy had to use traditional coal-burning methods to dig deeper. But having a baby to blow makes the job much more convenient. If you just blow with your mouth, it will take a lot of time. When the fire reached a deep enough depth, he poured out the coal and used a layer of mulch to cover the burned surface. Deep there, Wealth opened up a patch of land to the west. Choose a supporting position under the fish's coat to mount the water machine, first using flat soil as a foundation. The pro's area has more rocks than the farm. After hunting up the river, he dug 2 holes to build a tree. Place 2 blocks of wood and a hole in the ground around it, then place a dozen squares on it to test for balance. The positive hole above the dozen shows that Fu Kui submitted it for repair once, then made a hole in the ground to place the finished part. After installation, attach the wooden frame and adjust the final position, then reinstall the soil. The water sowing project is considered half completed. That is, using the tube pot as a pipe to bring water into the lemongrass door of the fish's coat. This will both push the water to work and determine the drainage of the shirt. Because at least there is a need to build a rainproof filter. Fu Kui started to reverse the supporting pillars. After completing the 4 holes, he stopped to chop the materials. Because it's almost downstream, you just need to push it down. Today the stream is flowing strongly, so you can follow the stream straight to the place where the machine is set up. Reduce transportation costs when the product arrives. Fu Kui started to produce materials to build the machine. Setting up the machine took a lot of care, so it was completed quickly. However, the prose sector is very rich in the history of the computer world. The rich slices of the session were flattened onto the blanket. After finishing the paving, take the sliced tree and put it at the end of the wood so that the water machine can officially operate. On the second day, the rich man took out the food from the end of the wood and it was completely crushed. After finishing eating, Black begins the day's work. Today the workload is huge. The voice of the fairy will be explained on the way from the farm to the fish coat. Today we will open up the farm area and make a road. Next, turn the soil on the slopes of the flat slopes and the farm to create a road. This is a job that takes a lot of time to complete. After finishing paving the road, Fu Kui began preparing materials to build the farm. Above, it is considered the best construction material. Both hard and flexible, swelling and dilating the holes on the tube as needed. Regarding manual construction skills, his works can be said to be the most sophisticated and beautiful in a deserted environment. After preparing the materials for the work, he gathered the master pipes and the hole to start building the work. The holes and extensions are already pre-drilled, so all you need to do is reassemble and you're done. As for the adding machine, the tubes are cut in half and then overlap each other. After turning the machine, the rich and wealthy began to draw plates in the style of a cross. This time, there were quite a lot of bamboo trays that had stems, so they definitely had to be made in abundance around the farm. After getting enough bamboo for the comb area, the eye department set up shop here. Later, it will surround the shallow tomb. A new day begins by keeping the animals safe in the farm. Fu Kui brought food for the ducks and also brought a dog owner from below to make a village. After feeding the ducks, the work begins. The farmer clears a plot of land next to the duck coop. Today I will build a chicken coop to expand farming. The Vietnamese have gotten used to farm life, so they go to the river to get food and swim. Phu Khai discovered a large area of ancient land, creating a large, clean area of land. Later this area will be cleared to expand the entire farm. He used the large part of the country at the location of the chicken nest. Having cleared all the crickets, the main goal today is to finish setting up the chickens first. Kyoak Tien used a bar to judge the distance between attacks, then used a remote to create a hole to build a gate. After digging 4 holes, rich people came in and stopped cutting down the main materials for the barn. Although the lifespan is not long, the experience is present. To develop the farm quickly, using construction poles is the fastest and most convenient. After pulling the criticism back, the rich man chose to use 4 tubes of the same length as the barn floor. Chop the end of each tube into letters to place the vinegar. Place the 4 masters in the back hole, then place 2 pieces of vinegar on top. Firm the soil layer and firm the foundation with support to secure it. Next, at the top of the 5 tray tubes of the same length are also stored. These are the main events of the server. After erecting 5 beams, you just need to place the horizontal beam into the space, no need for additional brackets. For the clay part, place the sides of the tray evenly apart and then tighten the dough with a tray, then cover with another layer of bamboo tray to complete. Female breeders still do the last method, using twin trays planted on top of each other. Next, you punch holes in the tray flute in a reasonable position. Stick wooden sticks from the bottom of the mountain up into these holes to create a frame for the chicken's intestines. Thin, sharpened panels hold the frame on 2 wooden sides with dowels. How to do this part of your heart, the answer lies in the previous 2 episodes. After installing the panels. As for the chicken intestine machine, you only need to place split tubes because the chicken intestines are not strong enough to turn the machine on. This is followed by a prolonged playing stage, using the traditional cross-string instrument method. Although it seems simple, it's actually not difficult to do. The design of green to white wooden panels highlights the class and aesthetics of the piano. After being alive, the lucky charm will be placed on Trungga's games, so even if there is rain or wind, it will not affect the herd inside. The worm door is fitted with a few pipes to prevent the ladder from being opened, then placing the worm door on it completes the construction of the worm. Around the side containing chicken worms, continue to dig holes to build dead ends, because the side containing Vietnamese worms already has rows of rice, so it should be synchronized. Phu Quy also makes similar products containing chicken worms. Although they cannot keep large chickens, they can still keep baby chicks. Mainly to be beautiful, he then installed doors for the 2 chickens. At the same time, on the chicken row below the chicken and work cages also make doors. Then transport the small mangoes from the river to the drainage system up to the chicken bed. That way when playing in the rain it won't get muddy. After removing the river gravel, he also placed a lucky bed for him in the bottom of the worm. A new day begins, the rich and rich, in pain, return to the countryside. The old road is very difficult to walk. Some people say the fish shirt was made by an excavator, but it's still up to you how the excavator got here. Returning to the farm, Phu Quy put the newly purchased chickens together and kept them for a few days to let them adjust to the environment. Then start clearing the remaining land of grass. Today we will clear the entire farm area and build rice rows around it. After clearing the river grass, he used water to dig a small reflective road in the land to build a rice shop. Because it is not possible to build a bridge on undamaged ground, then dig a series of holes to build a dead end. The number of holes that need to be dug is quite large. After digging, the T according to the necessary resolution will be used to make delivery columns. Then put 2 holes in each hole. Lamb is similar to the previous method of building hero. Set up the column and flatten the wooden sides of the king's mandarin with burned holes. At this time, the column must not be completely tightened so that it can easily be shortened. After dwarfing it, cover it with soil and tie it tightly with a bed. From then on, he started sharpening the T-walls to make delivery walls. Huge amount of work. After sharpening, sharpen one end of each end to make a thread. When setting up the delivery line. That way it will look even more beautiful. And harmony. With this amount of work, it will take several days to complete, so in short. The alternating high and low design highlights the crossover of the goods. Creating a strong effect, the rich construction style focuses on sophistication and aesthetics. After closing and finishing all the bars, the overall look is very beautiful. If you were to rate it, how many points would you give Rich and Noble? After completing his work, he was in pain and went to find food for the chickens and ducks. Stopping is very difficult, but there is progress in plant knowledge. He quickly found a target. This type of thing is probably not strange to those who often watch pretty shows. Phu Quy cut the trunk of the fluke tree and then grabbed the root and pulled it up, but it easily broke in the soil. He used the fence to turn the easier part. Flukes are often located close to the ground if you quickly turn over a large one. Then add one more stir fry and that's enough for this guy. Waiting for the return, Phu Quy peeled the tapeworm and chopped it into small pieces to make the chicken easier to eat and digest. Then let the chickens that have been confined for many days out and feed them together. A new day begins. The first thing is to feed the animals and then start work. Fukui was in pain, so she took her uncle with her to find and care for her. In Vietnam, there are quite a few people who live such modest lives. Some people get bored and go back to the city, leaving behind house guards, and that leaves behind useful items for those who come later. Fukui went to a ruined house to find a usable head. In it he found a tree tongue. The wood is all rotten, but the pliers are still very good, so I will definitely bring it back. In addition, in this house there are also techniques that you can learn. Like the way the instrument is a machine that turns the instrument very well. In case of Fukui with a high armrest, you only need to look at it a few times to immediately understand the principle of the instrument. Wearing the things I received, I continued on my way. The second location looked a bit newer after searching around this house. Finally he found a few pieces of wood, a few nails and last clothes, and brought all the supplies back to the farm. Upon arriving, Fukui cleaned his clothes so he had a change of clothes, then cleaned up the area next to him. Builded the remaining small portion of land with wooden poles. After the yard is leveled, the ground is used to criticize the distance between the tigers. Then use a shovel to dig a hole to build a dead end. After the pain, he brought the tools to prepare materials for the amputation. Criticisms according to the required length. Large pipes will be used as gate owners. The tube insert has pre-punched edges and holes for easy installation. Rich and noble dwarfs made of wood spread through 2 tubes criticized customers for losses. Then use the flour mill to tighten the 3 tubes together. Do the same with the owner again, then bury the 2 owners and the hole and press the soil tightly, then place the vinegar horizontally in the hole above the owner's head. So, it's not basically completed, the bulk part is still done in the last way, inserting the wooden trunk through the holes that have been punched. On the adding machine, the compensator has to be adjusted to make a frame, then press the leaves tightly to feed the machine. When I returned, I let him sit on the boat and try it out, and then he returned to the farm. He began to play the leaf according to the actual kilogram he had just learned from the ruined house. After spending time with the industry boss, he went to the adding machine. Due to the small footprint, it can be completed quickly. Next, at the bottom of the delivery line, tie the bamboo panels that have been arranged. For the upper part, use Japanese nails to pile the upper parts onto the wooden wall. Still keeping the high and low green design, creating a very sophisticated feeling. Look forward to the next day. The rich and noble used the above walls to form the material for the door. This is the main door of his residence, so he had to design it carefully. He peeled the tube to create the next green, yellow, and green pattern. Then, children roll the bamboo tube into pieces of equal size. Then, place the young bamboo pieces on top of the door using a natural pavilion, covering all stock owners. The next door scene is still made in the same style. Let everyone immerse themselves in watching his precious wife and his outstanding memory. Quality has reached day 3. As soon as I woke up from my bed, I was still in the middle of a dreamy and sad aftertaste when I was interrupted by the touch of earth. It's time to change this earthly position. He dumped all of his land into the small yard to cultivate the yard. Then cut down 2 large tea trees from the mountain to use as bedding material. Use the rice cake ladder to sell the size of the rice cake according to the size given. Thick tea ladder ensures functional quality. Because it is an item that increases 5 times a day, the processing process must be even more perfect. The outer layer of each tea tube is removed. Then use a drawing scale to mark the size of the hole. You have to do it carefully, otherwise it will make a scratching sound and easily leak water. After digging the holes, put the tubes together. Precise calculation and skilled workmanship with perfect connection points, very quickly the frame was completed. Use short pieces of bamboo with shaped lines at both ends clamped between the horizontal walls to make the clamp. This not only makes the bamboo sturdier but also increases its aesthetics. Then still use the kissing method to cover the bed frame with pieces of bamboo. The surface of the bed is made of wood to make a horizontal wall, and then pieces of bamboo are glued on top. An exquisite work that can be sold is completed. Fukui brought the sugar into the house and tried it for a while but felt like something was missing. He took a large tube of tea and flattened one end. On the other end, punch a large rectangular hole. Then, use small, thin ladders to weave in a cross pattern according to the size of the same part of the pipe. When knitting alive, you use the force of Dharma to press. Thus, an elastic function has been created. Later, you can lie there and dream beautiful dreams. Lying on my bright bed, I woke up and started a new day. When the rain came, the ground in the house became especially wet. Today, the rich man plans to find a way to renovate his house. The new flock of chickens is completely accustomed to life on the farm. Rich people brought tools to the province to collect materials for making products. After joining a tree that had just died not long ago, it became his target.